Hey dipshit, what you doing out there in the middle of the Dadburn Lake? Paddling around in the waves like a seal on drugs.
Hey, what's up guys? Fishing with Bird. Independence Day fishing. Independence Day weekend. Hooked up to a pretty solid fish right now. Figured I'd bring you guys aboard for it. Oh, it's taking some drag. Pulling the kayak around. See, I'm moving pretty good right now. All right, got both cameras on now. Fishing in a creek bed here. Got some. I decided to try some skipjack today. One of the bait stores around here had some frozen stuff. I never used skipjack before, so I thought I'd give that a try. I got some white bass. This fish is hooked up on a white bass head here. Like I said, fishing a creek bed, about 20 feet of water, and we're kind of off the main river channel here. Oh, holy smokes, this fish is pulling. Oh. Big cat fever, medium heavy. Oh. Try to slow this guy down a little bit. Post spawn, we got big fish coming off the beds. Man, this fish is really moving me. Oh. I've been fishing about 15 minutes and this guy hit. Oh. Starting to blow some, we got bubbles going here. I think this one's pretty solid. Pretty solid fish. Oh boy. Oh. Oh yeah, here we go, guys. This is a solid fish. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's solid blue. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. This fish is strong, real strong. come on up here, big boy. Oh. This is where shit tends to go wrong. So we're gonna, you know, do this. This is a solid blue cat. Right here. Oh. Look at that thing. Look at that. Oh. Oh. Solid hook set, that's good news. This is good fish. Right here. Yes, sir. Give myself a little play here. Solid hook set. Milford trophy blue cat. Independence Day fishing. First fish of the day. All right, let's get him back in the water. Not a bad fish, yeah?
Not bad. How big is he?
Hard to say, probably 30.
Yeah.
I guess.
Nice.
Go on. All right. Slimed up, smelling like sewage. Fishing with bird. Hopefully we'll be back with another one. What's up, guys? Fishing with bird, back in the house. A lot's changed since the first fish. There are pleasure boaters everywhere. This is an absolute nightmare. People tooling around thinking that anybody gives a shit who they are. It's annoying. Gosh darn. Anyway, but we got a pretty solid fish here. Oh yeah. Not as big as the first one, but solid. Oh man, I knew what I was getting into coming out here this weekend. But you know, the rewards, sometimes the rewards are worth the clown stuff. So without further ado, woo-wee, you're not going anywhere, bud. You're hooked. Solid. All I'm gonna need you to do is open up your dad burn mouth. All right. Consider this a catch. Oh God, here come the jet skis. This is gonna suck. All right. So since that last one I've caught several other fish. They were dinks and having issues with the camera. it was filming sideways for some reason, and it took forever for me to figure out why it was doing that. But yeah, it's Bouncy House, man, out here. Put this fish back. Call it Bouncy House because it's protected from the wind every direction except for probably straight east, but you still get a lot of wake and a lot of waves in here, so I've nicknamed it Bouncy House. It's right off the main river channel, and then it comes into this like a pretty big cove, and there are actually not one but two creek beds here. And I experimented a little bit, started out in 20, caught that first big fish, and then got up in here to I'm about 14 feet of water. It kind of comes up like this, you know, but it's just enough of a gradual slope that it's still considered structure in an underwater highway, but you can pick and choose kind of where you want to hover over that. And related to everything else that's around here, some shallower stuff. There's a lot of white bass feeding back here, a lot of shad, which they're feeding on. So these blues are following the shad around, and I figured that, you know what I mean, like match the hatch. So I got some white bass, fresh white bass, trolled them up this morning on my way to the spots, and I got a couple in the cooler. I've been cutting those up and using for bait, and that's what we're doing. It's been a good morning for sure, but you know, it's 4th of July weekend. There's a lot of boat traffic, and I don't think the blues are all that boat shy. They're definitely not line shy, but it's hard to stay kind of where you want to be when you're just molested constantly by passerbyers. You know, the yak's moving around a little bit, and I just can't really afford to have two anchors out in a kayak. So I'm at one anchor, and you know, I swing. And it's hard, but you know, when it's on, and when it's worth it, it's definitely worth it. So anyway, hopefully we'll be back with another one. All right, happy Independence Day. What's up, guys? Back. Pleasure boaters left for now. Got a fish on. Number 3. He's not a huge fish, but hey. I'm just out here having a good time, man, and experimenting with structure, creek beds. I mean, I've always, for the longest time, I fished, you know, the main channel edges, or point, like a main lake point, where it's adjacent to a channel ledge, like the old river channel edge where it drops pretty deep. But this whole creek bed thing's kind of new to me, and I've been spending most of my morning just tooling around in here and seeing what's up, you know. And I mean, an underwater highway is an underwater highway. It's structure, and there's food available. You know, chances are you're going to be able to find these fish, and so, you know, they can't all be zingers. This is a dink, but it's fish, man. So anyway, yeah, fishing white bass. I'm catching them fresh today. Actually, it's only legal to use 3 rods here in the state of Kansas. So when I'm running out of bait, I pull one of these cat rods up, and I use this. I got my spinning rod back here with a hammered nickel finish spoon on it, and you can see them around here. I'm not gonna film it because it's so sporadic, and you know, but there's big groups of shad that are swimming around through this entire area, and the white bass are chasing those around. And when I see them starting to boil, sometimes they're too far, sometimes they're fairly close, and I can chuck the spoon out there, and I get fresh bait, farm to table, you know. So at least if you're a blue cat. So that's what we're doing today. Just doing some experimenting. Bouncy house, you know what I mean? Hopefully this weather doesn't turn to shit. It looks like, you know, it's nasty out that direction, but man, this cloud cover is awesome, and I'm having a great time, and pretty stoked to be on the water the day before 4th of July, because I know tomorrow's going to be a toilet out here. It'll be like, you might as well just flush yourself down a toilet if you come out here. on this lake tomorrow. Too many drunks in giant boats, and they're rude and they don't care, and everybody's just so selfish. So you got to be careful, you know, watch out. So anyway, we're gonna drop baits back down there. I'm probably gonna give this spot here probably another 15 minutes, and then I think I'm gonna head over to this main lake point where it drops into the old river channel. And it's been, you know, it's been a year. Mid-July of last year, I started catching pretty big fish, about 38 feet of water off of Main Lake Point River Channel. This is a new area, but same sort of circumstances. I think I'm gonna give this another 15 minutes, see what pops off, and then I'm gonna cruise over there and get into some deeper water and just see what's up. You know, I mean, man, it really, you know, it's shit. I fish out here all the time. You know, fish as many weekends as I can. But sometimes you really just got to have a throwaway and just experiment. You get too comfortable with what you're doing. The lake rises, the lake falls, a lot of different conditions and scenarios. And what's been comfortable for you for so long can all of a sudden become a crutch, and not a very good one is that. So I feel like it's a good idea to have a lot of plans and you know, you got 2 thumbs, man. You got 4 other fingers. You know what I mean? Each one of those fingers, you should have a plan. You know, you should be able to be successful no matter what happens. And the only way to be able to do that is to fail, to go and try things and fail. So that's what we're doing. All right, we'll be back. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Fishing with a bird. So guys, back fishing with a bird. We moved over here. It's Main River Channel ledge. Got our first fish on. Pulled pretty hard. I don't think it's as big as I thought it was when I took that rod over, but ooh-wee. Ooh. Does not want to be in the kayak though, I'll tell you that. I don't know, this fish might be bigger than I thought. Again, you know, using cut white bass, match the hatch, man. This lake is full of white bass chasing shad everywhere, and it just makes sense to me to use what's popping off out here. So that's what we're doing. I'm fishing right now. I'm about 35 feet of water. We were at about 15, between 13 and 17 before, and I changed it up a bit, you know. We got our first fish on out here, so apparently it was the right move to make. Oh yeah, solid blue cat, solid fish. As I was saying before, man, you gotta, you know what I mean, like, you gotta take some risks, and you're gonna fail a lot of times. I failed so many. I fished out here so many times and caught nothing but tiny, like, dinks the entire time, or I've caught nothing at all. But eventually it pays off, and this is going to be an example of that right here. I felt like, you know, I'm in an area where there's 2 creek beds adjacent to some shallower water, and also the old river channel. And right now it's about 2 o'clock. And so I was looking for some deeper water because it just made sense to me. Where would I go? If it was midday and it was hot. Try to land this guy. Come here, daddy. Solid fish. Strong. I love it. This is what I come here for. Come on over here. Solid hook set. I think we're good on this guy. I think Yeah, this guy's not going anywhere unless he breaks his leader. And that's not happening. Come here. Solid fish in the boat. Give myself some play here. Kayak, bringing a big fish into the kayak is a little harder than a normal boat because you just don't have any room. You know, it is what it is, man. And I know some of you guys that are following this channel and watching, some of you guys are kayak fishers too, catters, you know, and you know how it go, man. So you just, you know, we make do with what we got. Anyway. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Got her. Let me hoist the victory. This fish is heavier than it looks. Anyway. That's how it goes, kids. Milford Lake, Independence Day weekend, cat wrangling. Get him back in the water and get back with another one. Come on, get. All right. As I said, as I always say, hopefully we'll be back with another one. Thanks, guys, for watching. Real appreciate it. You know, trying to get a little more educational. Trying to talk about what I'm doing a bit more. But I'm also kind of retarded, and I get caught up in the moment, and sometimes I forget to say things I should say about whatever. But tons of YouTube videos out there, man. Tons of people that are way better fishermen than I am, but I'm just out here in a kayak, you know, doing it. So anyway, all right, see you guys in a sec. What's up, guys? I just turned this thing off, rebaited, dropped it back down, and got another one on. Not a huge fish, but still solid blue cat. There's some dudes in a Sea Arc, like a freaking sick boat that I would love to have. They have 1 million rod holders on it, and they're like obviously super serious. I haven't caught anything. I'm just fucking killing it right here. Awesome. So it's, you know, I switched. I'm fishing probably, I don't know, maybe 10 feet to 12 feet deeper than I was earlier, and it's just after 2 o'clock, and it just made sense, and it's paying off. It makes sense, you know what I mean? It's hot. Go where it's cooler, right? This fish isn't going anywhere. He's hooked solid. Come here, bud. That's how we're doing it. Super stoked to be able to do this today, because tomorrow's gonna be a shit show. I won't be anywhere near here. Solid fish. I mean, it's a dink, but still solid fish. Pulled hard. Fought hard. There's other people out here not catching anything. So, I don't know, man. You know, it is what it is. But it really, man, just comes down to, I'm like seriously farm to table. I'm seriously casting the spoon and catching fresh white bass and immediately cutting them up and putting them on as I need them. You can't get any fresher than that. It's, you know, there's just no way. And I've got some frozen skippies in the cooler. Terrible. Not only are they not native to this area here, but they're just like, unless you freeze it yourself, man, you might as well just never use a frozen bait because it's garbage. You can't trust the process that whoever it was that froze them. You can't trust how they did it, and these things are just falling apart like pudding. It's terrible. So, you know, get my own bait, which I should have done in the first place, like I've been doing. So, you know, I'm in a good spot right now. This is a great highway underwater right now. And I'm actually, at the end of this video, I'm going to include a picture of the area that I'm at, topographical and color coded, so that you can kind of see you know, where I'm at and what I'm doing and why things are happening the way where they are. So anyways, man, I'm back down, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully I don't get swamped by one of these freaking pontoon boats, or hopefully I'll be back with the fish. All right.
Hey dipshit, what you doing out there in the middle of the Dadburn Lake? Paddling around in the waves like a seal on drugs.